But remember, at the time of this build, it is still in beta. So parts might change, pieces might change, your mileage may vary. But I'll do my best to point any potential issues back to the designer. I know I've asked a lot of questions. All right, so we're gonna put that in, and then we're gonna screw in the foot. This is probably not a screw that you'll have on hand, so you'll have to order it. So I want to verify, you know, that both the top and bottom sections use the same 60mm screw, if they can, which they should. That would be ideal, so you don't only have to order one screw size. And fun fact, oh, did I tighten this already? No, I didn't. Fun fact, the M6 does thread in to the stock size, but it is a little on the tight side. A little on the tight side. Which is fine. That means it's gonna be a really good hold. So I'm gonna try screwing this in until I think it's in already. It's already in, but I'm going to tighten it a little bit more until I feel that it's a little bit more snug. And then I'm also looking at the feet to see how compressed they're getting, because I can start to see them going from square. They're kind of going out like this because they're getting squished in. TPU spill out on your stealth burner? Yep, that is very possible. TPU will find an exit. Most certainly will. I can screw this in a little more. Trying to match up how it looks in the other ones. Yeah, it's probably fine. Good enough. And then I'll screw in the sides here to hold it in place. So this is one printer where panels might actually help out a little bit with the rigidity of the whole thing, but it should be fine without. So that's the second one. Right, put that aside, do the third one. Kind of like doing a trident where you'll have 3 of every step, sorta. Last one here. I'm pretty excited for this. I will have a Voron Revo in here because honestly, I don't really use Revos a ton. I don't know why. I just don't. But I'll be looking at getting some high flow obsidian nozzles. And I'll put one of those on here. Otherwise, I'll just use the standard high flow Revo. But what's really going to be awesome is when I build the black box tool changer. Make sure to stay subscribed for that. That will be a build using hopefully 8 Revo tool heads. Well, just hot ends, I guess. It's a weird tool changer by KB3D, or at least massaged by KB3D. You can find all information at KB3D. The black box build. But the black box will get lots and lots of Revos. Maybe I'll put a tube on this for fun. See if this little driver can handle this. It's able to. Those little wimpy, what are they? The little mini screwdrivers. Yeah, that won't be able to do this. Not at all. Or maybe they will. I don't know. There we go. So what you have to do is you have to like press the extrusion in as you screw it in to make sure that it's catching correctly. But then I'm going to do it by hand and just get a couple more. There we go. Turns on there. Make sure it is firmly in place. This is actually my best one yet. I wonder if I should loosen this one. I feel that's not seated all the way. I'll have to see. Because the extrusion should be pressed straight up against the printed part, so all sides are equal. How many Ugga Probably like 1.5. Good amount. Get 8 Diamondback refill nozzles. I do have a couple of Diamondback nozzles. I actually have one on the Mark IV. And they're really nice. They work well. They take a little bit of tuning though. You can't just use your regular settings because it has such a hot tip on the nozzle. It'll string more if your temperatures are hot. It's pretty interesting. So I gotta fully dial mine in. And one day I'll try out a Diamondback. Diamondback Revo. I was actually there when they launched it at Earth. That was fun. Like, you did what? You did what? It's always fun going to Rip Rap festivals when companies launch products that you were completely unaware of, like, whatsoever. Okay, yeah, that's better. So what I'm doing is I'm going back into this one, and I'm making sure that that extrusion is flush with the printed part before I start screwing it in. And that'll make sure that it's tight up against there. And that's because I am screwing into the plastic, and the screw that's inside of here can't go back and forth, if that makes any sense. So it's not really going to pull the extrusion into place as much as it should. Let me try that again. You like pull this piece in and screw in at the same time. If you have an M5 here, it should not be an issue. I don't think it will, but because I'm using an M6, I almost have to drill out that hole to get it to work perfect. But it's definitely threading into the extrusion. Almost want to take like a clamp and clamp it together as I'm doing this part. It just wants to push up just ever so slightly. But I think I got it. Just takes a few times. There we go. Perfect. Now the extrusion is flush with this printed part. There's no gap here. I can continue. I'm going to double check all of these. All right, let's see. This one probably has to be adjusted too. That's pretty good, but I can adjust it a little bit. If you're trying to follow this as a build guide, I mean, this is probably the only video at the time of recording on this printer, so I completely understand. But if you have any questions on here, feel free to join my Discord, and you can ask me specific questions. And I should be able to hopefully answer them. If not, I don't know the best place to contact for this printer. Really not sure. But you can always join my Discord, message me. If you can't find me, I am on Patreon as well, patreon.com/hedgehogmakes. You can always send me a message over there. I think that's it for this for a minute. So this is good enough. It'll be good enough for now. I don't think it's ever going to be perfect. but it's a good start. Yep, this is the Doron Velta, not a Voron. And we just assembled this part right over here. So we put in this vertical extrusion into here on all 3 sides. So this extrusion here went into this part. I'm probably gonna, I'm ordering roll-in T-nuts for the the rails. So the classic Voron style ones. I have those coming in. I'll use those after the frame is assembled to get that in. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But the next step is to assemble this lower section. So we're going to install these 2040 extrusions. How long are they? So these 2040s are 235. 235. So if you buy a 1 meter, you should be able to cut it up into 3 equal sections. And you'll need 2 of them, because there's also an identical section up top here. So 235, probably not a size that you have lying around. But this is a Delta printer, and Deltas require a certain frame size to work. So that's the reason why they're a weird size. So it's gonna be a little bit clumsy to get this all assembled. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to loosely assemble everything, get it all kind of together, and then I'll tighten everything once it's all in. So I'm just gonna tilt this on its side. I don't know if you can really see this. So I'm gonna tilt this on its side here. I'll move these plates out of the way. I just printed these out. This is Cookie CAD's Dark Magic ABS, printed on a PEO sheet. I'll move that out of the way for now. That'll be our top and bottom covers. So that will go into here. I've already pre-inserted that M3 and hammerhead, so I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna reverse it backwards a few turns and then tighten it. And I should feel it tight. In this case, I tightened it up, but it didn't actually go onto the extrusion. So that means I need to back it out more and try it again. And same thing. So that's the only issue with these. Sometimes it just does not want to work out perfectly. But there we go. It should, once it's backed out, it only should take a couple of turns to get tight. If you keep turning it like I was doing, then you know it's not going to be secure. So that is one of these in right here. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So apparently you'll need about 1.5 meters if you want to cut them yourself. Is that one continuous 1.5 meter extrusion? Most likely, right? I ordered a 2 meter extrusion at one point, and I was able to get all my cuts that I needed. So 2 1 meters would probably be the easiest to source. I'm just guessing. Or getting these custom cut from a company. I cut my own, and they work. The most important thing is that they are equal to each other. Like, they don't have to be perfect, but they should be equal. So cut out all 6 of these at the same time using a stop block system on your saw or however you cut them. See, yeah, these are not treating me well today, which is why I prefer the standard roll-in T-nuts, the Voron style ones. Those always seem to work great. There we go. Now it's in. Not always, but they're a lot easier than this. Alright, the next one, we're going to have to, let's see, maybe tilt it up. Oh, we can't. I'm going to put this one on here, like that. I could actually see what I'm doing too. I have it like that. Nice. Had it in, and then I undid it for some reason. They gotta back it out, back it out, back it out, and then go back and forth a few times, and that really is what seats it in. And then when it grabs, doesn't grab much, but it's enough to keep it on there. So we'll do that one, and then we're gonna do this one as well. Go. That one went in pretty easy. And then I'm gonna put this one on. Like this, it's gonna go on both of them at the same time. So I'm gonna put the nuts in so they slide into place. And then just get it all kind of just loosely assembled. And then we'll make sure it's all straight after the fact. Alright. Pretty good. So that's the lower frame. All pretty rough assembly. We'll get it straightened up later if needed. But this is a pretty big printer. If you haven't seen, this is the bed heater right here. I got a Kenovo heater for it. And this is the bed. I've already got the kinematics on here, but this is the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mandela Roseworks bed with the built-in magnets. You can see it says Doran Velta 200 mag bed. It's very cool. And then this is what the Delta, or the kinematics are gonna be. Just the little ball bearings. The reason why mine are gold is because I ordered the wrong size originally. I got like 6mm instead of 9. So these ball bearings have to be 9mm, and the quickest thing I could ship was the gold ones. These are actually used as, if you've ever assembled like a lamp, a ceiling light, then you have those little round screws. That's what those are. I didn't realize that. So that's pretty fun. Alright, so you're here. What's next? A couple things we could do. We could start assembling... Let's look at the CAD. Gold. Bling reasons, yes, it's all just bling, right? So we've got the first part assembled. Now we can start working on something like this right here. This is actually a structural part holding these three pieces together. So our idler, I think this is a 10. Whoops. At a 10 or is it an 8? So if I go here, this is M5 by 10. Okay, good. I think all of these are M5 by 10s. That's why I ordered a bunch of them. So M5 by 10. Ooh, I'll need a lot more hammerhead nuts. I should have some around because I built a couple of Vorons and they typically come with extras. So I should have a bunch of those, so I'll try to find them. Hello, Little John. Welcome on in. We are going to do a few more things on this initial setup, and then I'll do some stuff off stream. But I at least want to show what this project is, kind of what it takes to build one, and see if it's possible to build it from the CAD, which it is. It's very possible. I have not leveled the bed yet. I have not. So let me go ahead and install one of those assembly pieces. There's a couple steps you could do here. You could just continue to build out the outside of the frame That is possible. But for now, I think I'm just going to focus on the bottom pieces here, because we're going to have to get wires up to the top. And I do believe the wires run inside of here somehow. Let's see. So, yeah, the wires will run inside of the extrusion. So you'll want to have those run through. You can kind of see how they're run. How are they run? Whoops. Not 100% sure. No, that's where the panels go. How do you run wires in this thing? Because we need to get wires from the bottom to the top. Unless that's what these are for, right here. Boy, I doubt it. Is it? I never actually looked at that, how we're gonna run wires. Because that's not, there is no guide. I am the guide. Let's see. Here's a random wire. What is that attached to? Oop, dropping everything. Okay. Attached to one of these random bunches of hot ends. I just want to see what happens if we stick a wire down there and what the process is going to be. So the idea is, in the CAD, the only thing on the bottom, whatever, grab this whole bunch. The only thing on the bottom is your power supply, your relay for the bed, and the inlet, which is hidden. It's right here. So your power inlet. Are there any Wagos? I'm not sure. I think that just goes directly to the power supply, which is over the high voltage connectors are here. I'll have to see how this is all wired, but you'll need 2 wires going through the frame. One of them is your 24 volts going up to the main board. And the other one is your bed cables. So your relay cables going from the control board. Right now I'm trying to see how the wires are run through the frame. If they go through this slot right here. Is that how it works? Yeah, it is. Oh wow, that is mildly difficult. How the heck does that work? What the heck? This is gonna be fun. I'll have to ask the designer on this, but yeah, this is where they're run, through these outer wires here, and you can kind of see, that red wire poke through at the bottom there. So we'll have to like stick in a Allen key and like push the wire through. Very interesting. 'Cause I don't think we can go this way and up. Not really. So you'd have to like come down. Huh. Wait, but we have to do that on both sides though. Don't we? Is there another way? How would you guys run this? Wires. There's gotta be another way. So they can't go on this side of the extrusion because there is the rail here. They can't go on this side because there's stuff going on there. So only reasonable thing is through here. Push the thing straight and thin to the exit, tape some wire and pull it back. That's what I'm thinking. So on one side, it'll have to go in to the top here. And the other side will have to come out. Wow. Interesting. So before I go any further, I think that's the only I mean, if you're doing a standard build, if you don't have any LEDs or stuff, the only thing we'll need is those 2 wires for the relay, and then your 2 wires for the 24 volts. I think that's it. But I did not think about that. I definitely did not. Tweezers. I'm actually most concerned about putting the wires in for the first time. If it was like angled up or something, that would be a lot easier, but it's not. It ends flat. I'm sure there must be a better way to do that. Huh. Yeah, so I think I'll put a pause on the assembly to make sure we can actually run the wires properly, but I'm guessing that we'll just run our 4 conductors, probably like 2 on here, 2 on there, and then maybe while you're at it run some extras, but push them through here, pull them up through the whole thing, and then put these on the top and then feed them out. I think that's probably the right path, but it might be a little difficult. If that's the case, then maybe the parts could be redesigned a little bit to account for some better cable management. Unless the cables just run somewhere else and I'm completely oblivious, but I heard that they run through the outside. I just never looked into it. So, yeah. All right. Before I end this, I'll mention a few brief things. All of these printed side panels, they actually, if you scale them up, they do just kind of clip on, which is fun. So you can kind of just slide them on like that. But you'll need to slide them down because of the screws. So what I recommend is put your, I don't know. These ones might be smaller. I think they're still M5, but I don't think M5 by 10 will work. I think that's too big. I think I'll need an M5 by 8 for these. Let's see. If I put one M5 by 10, and then slide it down, will it hit the inside of the extrusion? Yes, it will. So you could probably use these if you have a washer on here, but you'll probably need to use M5 by 8s for these. But what you'd want to do is put your M5s here with the hammerhead nuts, or if you have the roll-in nuts, you can use those as well. But that will slide into here like that. I think it's the other way. I'm not 100% sure. No, I think that's right. Is that right? Yeah, is it? I'm questioning myself now. See, there's 2 parts for the back. It's one of them. Interesting. I think that part is incorrect in the CAD. Yeah, it is. So it should be like this, where it's in the middle-ish, because you have this part right here bolting onto the frame, which, oh yeah, I guess we'll have to put that one on first. Okay, so you have that piece, then this piece, then that piece. Remember that all CAD here is not final. This is just the beta. So it should look like this at the top, but right now it goes all the way to the top. And all I did was extend this down by 50 millimeters. I guess I should have extended it on this side. It'll still work. It'll work fine. So the process Step one is, take this off, is you're gonna have your bottom panel like this. I just printed mine. I don't know the size of it, but you can't print it on like a bamboo. It's too big for a bamboo, unfortunately. So I think you'll need at least a 300 bed to print this. You can also get the panels made up via a standard supplier. Only reason why I printed it is because I just wanted some quick panels and I could print them. So you'd install the panels first using M5 hardware. That goes onto here, like so. So you get that attached. And then, once this is on, screwed in, you would take your bottom pieces. They look like little manta rays. Those right here, you're gonna put your M5s through with the nuts if you're using them. And you're gonna slide it down all the way. Just like that, onto here. Oh, actually, no. Scratch that. This whole thing assembles together. Wow, so... Okay, the real process, step 0, is to take this out, like this. And you're going to need to assemble all of this together first. If you're using these M5 T-nuts, you need to assemble all of these first. So put your probably M5 by 10 in, like so. Like that. Put your hammerhead nut on. However it goes on. Like that. And repeat the process for all 3 of these. These little pins, they do come out very easy. So the first time you put these in, I would glue them. Just put a little drop of glue in the end, just to glue them in place. That'll be fine. Just a little side note. Then take that whole assembly, slide it onto all 3 extrusions at the same time, with all 3 of them. Like so. So all 3, pretend there's 3 on here. And then try to get those lined up. Yeah, this is a part where you'll probably be better off with the roll-in style M5s. You can use either, but that's probably the easiest because you can put all those roll-in M5s in here first and then screw down onto it after. That's probably the best idea. So that's step 1, is to get that on there. I think at this point, if you put the wires through, you'll have the wires out already. Step 0, run some wires. Then you'll have your one back piece that'll slide on. Then your second back piece that will slide on. Like that. Okay. Then you'll have your left and right pieces for the front, and they are different, so look in the CAD to kind of see which piece is which. We have, so my purple one's the frame. Start with the one that has the little hinge on here. So it's built-in hinge. If you're not running a door, this will just kind of be there. If you are running a door, this is what it'll attach to. So maybe there could be a version without a, actually, there could be a whole version of this for like panelless, if you're not interested in panels. Let me know in the comments if you plan on building this and not enclosing it ever, just printing PLA. You know, it's cool that you can print ABS on here. But, you know, not everyone's going to want to. Oops. So these would be on here first. Nope, that's the top ones. The bottom manta pieces, those have the slots for the little pins, and those are in the BOM. So that would slide in first. I'm probably missing a step here because there is additional screw. But I think you can screw that in after the fact. I think there's a heat set. Yeah, looks like there's a heat set that goes into this part right here. And then you screw a little M3 into it. And then that M3 will screw into a spring which holds the bed in. Does that make any sense? There's a lot going on here. It's kind of a, you kind of have to figure it all out pretty quick. And by the time I'm done this, it'll be assembled, so I can't really just take it apart and make a proper guide on it. That is one of the big downsides of building a beta printer. This is more of documenting my progress on it versus being a build guide. But a lot of people just want a build guide. They don't want to watch the progress. That's the predicament is, I would kind of have to already know how to build this to make a build guide. So if you're very interested, if you really want to see me make a build guide on this, let me know down in the comments, because it would involve completely disassembling the printer, kind of writing notes as I'm doing so, and then reassembling it. Let me know if that's something that you would be very interested in, like extremely interested in, for something like this or other beta builds, something that you know, I could document along the way and then redo. I did that originally for the Rook. Was it Rook 2020 or regular Rook? One of the Rook videos, the Rook Mark 1. I did a build guide on that where I literally built it, took it apart, took a ton of notes and reassembled it. And it actually went pretty good, but it was a ton of work. So if anyone is interested in that, let me know, and I can, but it does take a lot of time and I have to schedule it out. All right, these parts right here, they are not all the same. So keep that in mind. Okay, there's a flat part here. There's a flat part here, and then there is a panel part. So the flat part goes in the side with the front door. Yeah, like the micron changer. That's something where a lot of people are interested in seeing, but it's a huge, huge pain to have to completely disassemble a working machine and reassemble it. It's almost not really worth it. So that's why I'm kind of just mentioning that. All right, this piece will go with the front on the top here. For now, I'm just gonna snap them in. And these ones will go at the top and bottom. It's like, yeah, this one goes here. When you're assembling this, you'll have to slide them in from the top, but like I said, I'm just gonna snap them in to get an idea of where stuff goes. It sounds like I should make a second one. Yeah, well, there's the issue. How am I gonna get 2 of every build ever? Yeah, do that with your tiny M, but it's worth to learn the in and out. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but it's just time consuming. Very time consuming, and potentially money consuming. Which is a good segue to our sponsor, Polymaker. Polymaker does support this whole entire channel, not just with filament, but they allow me to do awesome projects like the upcoming black box tool changer, which is going to be a ton of fun. I cannot wait for that. So thank you to Polymaker. If you're interested in buying some Polymaker filament so you can print your own Voron, etc., They have some very, very reliable and consistent ABSs and ASAs that you can use to build whatever the heck you want. So check them out in the video description. All right, I think that's right. All right, so that's what the panels look like when they're, or not the panels, but I don't know. We're gonna call it wire covers. These are super overkill. You probably do not need to print these with Voron part settings. You probably don't, but I did. It should add some extra weight to the whole thing. That's the main bit of assembly. To install the top part here, you're essentially repeating the process you did with the bottom part, but instead you have these top pieces instead, which go on. Before you do that though, there's these pieces. These are the top rays, and these ones have 2 little screw holes here, and that will get your end stop. So you have 3 end stops. Those will go each on here, and that's for your delta kinematics. So you'll have to slide this one in like that, and like this. No, I lied. Instead of doing each one of these separate, you're gonna have your second panel. You're going to screw these on temporarily to the bottom if you're using those M5 roll-in nuts. If you're using blind joints, you don't have to do that, but you would put all 3 of these on at the same time and slide it in like we did at the bottom. But if you're not, you can just slide them in like so. Pretty cool, we can build this whole thing without really even using fasteners. This piece will go in like that. Then we can put in each one of our corner pieces. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think each one of these pieces here are the same. So you just print one of each. I manually exported them all just to make sure they're all, correct. But I think they're all the same, so it shouldn't matter which one goes where. That'll look like that. No, I lied again. You'd have to first take these 3, build your lower frame with the extrusions, get that on, and then install it. So that would be kind of like, okay, that's not really structural, is it? Without being screwed in. So let's pretend. There's a lot of pretending here. Really squint. Pretend that I have all 3 of those extrusions on here. The 2040s. Those are all screwed in, and you put that in one piece. Like so. Ish. Like that. And then that is the main frame assembled. Pretty simple, right? One other quick thing I want to highlight before I end this episode is the kinematics on the bed. So this is really cool. So you'll see that you have these 3 sets of 2 pins. Just like that. And on the bottom of our build plate, we have these little balls. Not build plate, the bed. So we have these 3 balls. So what those do is the balls sit on those 3 sets of pins, and that really holds it well. Like, it's very stable. Putting a little bit of weight on here and moving it around, it's quite stable, even though nothing's screwed in. It's kind of crazy. So this is a kinematic setup that allows for some expansion on the bed. And the cool thing is, there'll be a spring that attaches right here to kind of hold the whole thing down. So that's pretty cool. Just another little extra bit. It's probably not necessary, but it does allow for some expansion of the bed. And if you're going to build it, why not? I mean, this isn't a practical build to begin with, so why start questioning things now? And then it's going to tower over you because it's actually kind of a big build. So what I'm going to do is get, hopefully, everything assembled up to this point. So properly, you know, screw it in, installed, etc. If there's wires, I'll have to run them and I'll tell you the process. I'll do that off stream. The skirts, I'm not going to bother. I'll probably have to put the lower skirt in with the inlet, power inlet. But I'll leave that to another stream. So thank you all for tuning into the first episode of the Doron Velta. Much more to come. If you want to catch these live, check me out at twitch.tv/zombiehedgehog. If you want to support the channel and check out some awesome print profiles, I have a zombie-tuned profile for the X1 Carbon, P1S, soon to be A1 and A1 Mini. Also have a Trudon 2.0 profile, and I'm just, you know, working on my profiles, releasing stuff that I know works well for me, and you guys have asked for it, so there you go. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and leave a comment down below. What do you think about this project? Seriously, tell me what you think about it. Is this something that you'd be interested in building? Is it just cool to watch it being built? Like, why are you here? Let me know. Why are you watching this video? That's always good to know. All right, thank you again to Polymaker for supporting this channel. Have a good night, good morning, good evening, and goodbye. There we go. Wow. This thing is a little bit harder to actually build than I expected, because I just had it assembled, right? I never really had it properly tried to put together. How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. my throat was a little bit rough at the very beginning. Like the ending's good. Why are you watching? You don't have to attend. You're here by your own free will, right? You have some free will left, right? Right? All right, I'm gonna message the designer right now. How the hell do you install the panels or the wires? Free will's an illusion. You don't have to be here. You do. I'm requiring you to. Man, I really wish I wish that I could let you hear these speakers somehow, some way. I wish it was possible, but it's just not really that possible, and you'll have to take my word for it. I'll try my best to record like a sound clip of them, a video of them. It's like they're speakers. How do I tell you how well they sound besides just telling you? And they don't sound good. They sound a certain way, right? I'm not by any stretch a purist audiophile, right? I'm not. Warm. They're a little warm, but in a clean way. It's like a very clean, warm sounding bass, and the highs are very clear, but they're not sharp. And I haven't even broken these in yet, so they'll have to kind of do the thing. You see your answers built the upright on this side. Probably not. What about it? Oh, it doesn't look lined up properly? No, it's not. It's not screwed in yet. It'll get screwed in after the fact. So ignore that. V-shaped? V-shaped. No, it's more like, I don't know. It's hard. I can't explain it. I'm not even going to attempt to explain it. Bug Zeos to give you a good explanation. It's more of like I can compare this to another speaker, kinda, not really. Kinda, not really. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Alright, and you guys want a Polymaker giveaway? Let's run a quick giveaway. And I'm almost done processing the laundry list of giveaways, so I appreciate you guys for being patient. So here is a giveaway for Polymaker filament worldwide, wherever they ship, up to a $35 value. You get to pick what you want because you have the choice. You should always have the choice to pick what filament you want. Hey, not so dirt. So we're going to be wrapping this up fairly shortly. So we're after this giveaway, we're going to head out. Finally off work. Nice. Yeah, my work goes late. Got my day job, then I have my night job. This is fun though. I like doing it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to. I just really need to get on finishing that studio outside. Right now I'm kind of figuring out where to store all the things that are in there. Like I might have to buy like a little shed almost and put some, you know, like gardening supplies or something like that, like a little garden shed. Because I'm running out of space in there. I want pretty much a blank slate. I want to be able to make a video and I pan around and it's just blank empty walls with electrical outlets, and like that's what I want. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'll make it work. I will certainly make it work. All right. It's your birthday one time. Is it your birthday, Charlie? Is it? Is it your birthday? Oh yeah, Toronto Dan has had a birthday too. Right. Happy birthday to both Charlie and Toronto Dan, however the days worked out. Hope you guys are having or have had an amazing day. I think. It's kind of awkward. It's like midnight, right? Like who's partying at midnight? I mean, I guess that's the best time to party when you have a birthday. Oh, as a parent though, like, oh boy, 9 p.m. Party's over. Oh dear. So, just a quick reminder before we head out. Deposition Sound has done an amazing promotion of their speakers. This is not an affiliate link, but they are offering a 10% off discount for as long as that code is active for anything on their website. Actually, anything. Anything? Oh, you can pre-order the FDM4s. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't even know that. Like, I heard you could, but if you want to... Oh yeah, weird. So you can't click here, but you can click here. Fair enough. So if you want to... Wow, only 184? Wow. That's pretty good. So you can get these 10% off the pre-order for FDM4s. Or you can get the FDM5s, which is what I have behind me. These ones are a little more expensive. Stop. They are, okay, 220, which is very reasonable. Very, very reasonable. I think there's an added shipping cost for this too. Keep that in mind, but that is completely reasonable for what you get here. Custom designed and handmade crossovers, high-end speakers, all the stuff ready to go. Or if you just want to buy them, yes, they are $420. Nice. I don't know what comes with that. If you get to pick the filament, the colors, etc. But if you want to just buy a pre-assembled pair, they are $420. And I'd say it's about right. It's quite a bit of effort to print these things. Many days of printing plus assembly. What are the FDM4s compared to the 5s? Well, they're probably not going to have as much bass. It's probably going to be... They're going to be good little desktop speakers, I'm guessing. Like perfect little, put them right beside your monitor speakers. That's my guess. Yeah, subwoofer would be pretty cool. They also have, oh, okay, they do have cables. Oh, these are just, okay, these are just Amazon affiliates. So they're only selling the speakers, and they have affiliates for the other things. So all the stuff here, you might need something, one or another. They're actually literally including everything. So strippers, glue, crimpers, heat gun. Speaker wire, you'll need some type of wire and an amplifier. So if you're interested, like I said earlier, I don't know, I'd probably recommend the amplifier that I have. What is this thing called? SMSL A50 Pro. Technically, you know, 100 watts would be better. You know, more is better for more headroom, but for what I need, this is gonna be perfect, I think. And it's only 90 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. All right. And it's time for the draw. Let me try to find that window. There it is. So last chance to enter. Thank you guys for sticking around until the end. All right, closing out the giveaway. And the winner of today's spool of Polymaker filament, thank you to Polymaker for, of course, I really cannot thank them enough. It's going to allow me to have a very awesome setup by the end of the year. I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible, but I don't want to rush things. That's always going to end up very bad. And, you know, I'm taking as much time as I can to do these fun things and show you guys cool 3D printed projects. Like the speakers, I'd like to do more practical 3D printing things. We'll see. Speaking of practical, the winner is Trace EV. Congratulations. You're cheap. Yeah, Stephen Poole, you can be as cheap as you want. That's fine, as long as you enjoy it. Congrats, Trace EV. There you go. Send me a message on Discord saying they won a spool of Polymaker filament on 5/16. It's already halfway through the month. Wow. Time is flown right by. Crazy. What do we have on today? Alright. We're going to go say hello to Maker Deck, which I think there's probably a giveaway going on there as well. How would these speakers be for a TV setup? I think these would be great. I might try them out with my bedroom TV, see how they sound, but it should be perfect, honestly. Especially with these speakers right here, they're small. They sound kind of fun. So we'll see. All right, folks. I'm gonna figure out what to do with this, but I wanted to have some type of video ready to post. I'll probably post this later in the week, which it's already pretty much the end of the week. But if you're interested in this printer, you have questions, let me know. I've given you as much of my information as I possibly can on this thing, so there we go. All right. That's all. Thank you to everyone. We had a super amazing hype train. Thank you to Deposition. That was like amazing. Thank you to Pex Peppers for making my throat feel kind of weird. Have a good night, good morning, good evening for reals, and goodbye.